explained why UFC refuses to suspend Bryce Mitchell despite denouncing his controversial remarks defending Adolf Hitler. Dana White condemns Bryce Mitchell's praise of Hitler but says UFC won't take action. UFC featherweight fighter Bryce Mitchell is in need of education, according to UFC President Dana White, who fiercely criticized Mitchell's controversial remarks praising Adolf Hitler. White also labeled Hitler one of the most disgusting and evil human beings to ever walk the earth. Mitchell's controversial comments on Hitler. During a recent episode of his Archon Sanity podcast, the 30-year-old, ranked 13th in the featherweight division, shockingly referred to Hitler as a good guy and defended the Nazi leader's actions. "I honestly think Hitler was a good guy based on my own research, not public education indoctrination," Mitchell claimed. Before Hitler got on meth, he was a guy to go fishing with. He fought for his country. He wanted to purify it by kicking out the greedy Jews that were destroying his country and turning them all into gays. Mitchell continued, pushing baseless and offensive rhetoric. They were gaying out the kids, queering out the women, queering out the dudes. Do you know where the first transgender surgery was? Germany, before Hitler took over. Do you know what the books were that everyone mocks Hitler for burning? Queer books. Hitler burned queer books because he didn't want a bunch of queers destroying his nation. They can't produce children. Under Hitler's regime, 6 million Jewish people were murdered between 1933 and 1945 in concentration camps as part of the Holocaust. Dana White's strong response. In response to Mitchell's remarks, White issued a scathing rebuke, calling them probably the worst comments he has ever heard from a fighter. "I've heard a lot of dumb and ignorant s over the years, but this is probably the worst," White said in a statement released by the UFC. Hitler was responsible for the deaths of 6 million Jews and had the intent to completely eliminate the Jewish people. Hitler is one of the most disgusting and evil human beings to ever walk the earth, and anyone who tries to argue otherwise is a moron, White added. That's the problem with the internet and social media, it gives a platform to a lot of dumb and ignorant people. Why the UFC won't take action. Despite condemning Mitchell's statements, the UFC has opted not to take disciplinary action against him, citing free speech. "It's free speech," White said. "I don't have to love it. You don't have to love it.